What's up, Trader's Edge? It's Mark Sebastian, your only option with your week in review. Today, I'm going to tell you about how S&P traded, what levels I'm watching. We're going to look at the other indexes. We're going to talk about VIX and why VIX is rallying and why VIX futures are up. I'm going to talk about a big VIX trade that went up. I'm going to give you a little bit of a preview of the week ahead, and I'm going to talk about a trade that I put on that I really, really like, that I think you might be interested in. So with that, let's dig into what is going on in the markets. And folks, the market has really kind of turned a little bit here. We had this just crazy rally on Wednesday, and then things got a little bit over. You know, you could see the S&P tried to boom higher. We moved 100 points in about a day, and then kind of closed kind of flat. And then today, we've seen some selling happen. Now, today is an interesting day because it's kind of the opposite of what we saw in trading yesterday. So let me tell you what we saw over the last couple days, and then what's happening today. So we saw this booming rally in S&P, but the big winners this week were not the triple Q. Yes, the Qs had a good week, but take a look at the Russell 2000. The Russell 2000, which is now down today, had just a monster move coming out of the Fed. On Wednesday, it bottomed at 185.79. It got all the way up to over $200 on Thursday. Now it's off a little bit. So we're seeing a little bit of money come off the table here. But I still like these indexes, IWM, to rally. I think we're seeing some money start to roll out of the top 10 stocks into the end of the year and into the bottom 490 stocks, or in this case, the Russell 2000, the small stocks. Another index I'm watching closely that I think has some upside is MDY. Yes, it's off 1.5% today, but I'm looking for this one to potentially go to $530. That would put it at kind of the highs that we saw back in 2021 and 2022. So I'm looking for MDY, the mid caps, to rally. And why? KRE. Yes, it's down today. Had a huge day yesterday. I'm expecting money to come back into this. I'm looking for KRE to get to $60 over the course, potentially maybe even by the end of the year. There's I think a lot of money there. I think we're going to see some rotation out of it. Now, how am I trading this? I'm going to tell you at the end of this discussion. But I want to look at VIX. VIX is up ever so slightly today. We're trading 12.5. VIX futures, though, this futures term structure, December is still trading right on top of the cash index. The cash index is pricing itself like VIX might be breaking 12 by the end of the week, by the middle of next week. That is how it is pricing itself. Just incredibly tight. If you want to have long volatility exposure, you're getting great long volatility exposure out of the December contract right now. It is tracking VIX almost 1-to-1. VIX futures are up today. Take a look at VXX. With the VIX flat, it's up 3.5%. It's having itself a nice little day. There is some demand. Why? Well, let me tell you what I saw in VIX today. Massive call buying. A trader bought 95,000 of the 17 calls. We have a buy of 40,000 of the Feb 20s. We have the March 18s going up 35,000 times. Jan 22s, Jan 18s. They're even buying December 20s. There is just massive call volume in VIX today. That call volume creates demand in the futures. As traders are hedging their book, they buy futures to protect themselves from these short calls. So that causes VIX to go up a little bit. But that also puts in the back of my head, maybe we see a little bit more selling over the next couple of days. Today is quadruple witching. We had S&P futures expire this morning. We had S&P options expire this morning, and S&P futures options expire this morning. This afternoon, we're going to have equity options expiring as well. All that paper coming off the table, I think that opens up for some more movement, and we could see a little bit of fireworks leading into the holidays. All right, so what am I doing and how am I trading? Well, I want to talk to you about RSP. This is the equal weighted version of the S&P. It like the MDY, like a lot of like IWM, it had a booming day yesterday on Thursday and a booming day on Wednesday. It's gone from 152, it got up to 158 and a half. It's pulled back a little bit, but I like this one to outperform the S&P 500 and the triple Qs. So how am I trading this? It's really simple. What I'm doing is a simple two-way trade. All right. I start with RSP, and I can buy calls or I can just straight buy the stock. Now, to hedge the position, instead of using RSP puts, I can use SPY or SPX puts to hedge the whole position. I put this on for some size today. It is my favorite trade into the end of the year because I think equal weight is going to outperform the standard weighting that we see in the S&P 500. That's my trade going to the end of the year. I have that through January. If you want to know the exact trade, you got to be a member of my trading desk. That is where I went through that trade with my traders live this morning on Friday morning when I'm in the room with them every single day. It's got incredible access to me and Andrew. It's our only product where we're both on every single day. You don't want to miss it. All right, folks. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and a wonderful trading week and a great rest of your trading day. I'm Mark Sebastian, your only option.